we continue, I would like to know it means the person is using the right strategy, the right tools, the right support to achieve a specific goal. So we're going to be looking at it in this through this cardinal point. We're going to be looking at strategy. We're going to be looking at the tools and the resources. At the same time, we'll be looking at it, looking at the aspect of support. Now, in terms of strategy, what does it really mean? First of all, this particular explanation is for new teachers or people who are aspiring to go into the online teaching space. As a teacher, one of the key strategy you need to do after you've had a mindset is to personally brand yourself. Who are you? What's the first impression you want to give when someone comes across you? That is your personal branding. For some of us, we have our social media handles on Facebook, LinkedIn, we have Instagram, we have all of that. We even have Thread as well. And what do you want people to know you for? You need to show yourself as a teacher. So that is one of the strategy of positioning yourself for the role of an online tutor. For some of us that are already teachers, I think you understand. Of course, I know you can relate to what I'm saying already. But some of us here who have not optimized our social media pages, please, I beg you, if online tutoring is something you want to do, which I believe you will not regret, I think you should go and optimize your social media pages, write about what you do so that people can come to you. Another aspect of strategy with regards to being smart as a teacher is to automate repetitive tasks. So what does that mean? When you automate repetitive tasks, you're trying to keep record or explanation of something that you often do. So when you find yourself doing a particular thing over and over again, it means you have to automate it in such a way that whether or not you're there, it works. Take, for example, this training that we're having here. After this training today, I'm not sure we're going to have another training soon. So what do? To automate the process, I'll have to maybe put it somewhere on YouTube so that it's accessible anytime, any day. I don't have to rally around organizing another training every two weeks, if you know what I mean. So by automating this process, I'm not just saving time, I'm saving energy as well. And I'm a smarter teacher, if you know what I mean. Now, another aspect is set clear learning opportunities. So if you're an online tutor or if you're an aspiring online tutor and you have a particular student to teach, what do? You set a goal. You write a vision. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve in this child? And by setting goals and objectives, it helps you to stay focused. It helps you to channel your energy in the right direction. It also helps you to evaluate yourself and be accountable first to yourself. So that is a strategy that an online tutor should use to be smart. At this point, I don't know if we have any questions. Please, if you have questions, feel free to ask at this point before I continue. I hope I'm not too fast.
Not too fast.
Okay, Mr. Shine, I can see your hand.
Okay, thank you, Ma. Just yes, it's been very informative so far. I just want you to elaborate the second point, which is automating repetitive tasks a little more. I don't know. That's
Okay.
where I really need to understand perfectly.
Okay, so let me give a practical example. Okay, Mr. Shine is a teacher that handles year 5 students. and there's a topic he usually treats with them all the time. Let's say suffix and prefix, right? So instead of, or for example, you use a particular tool to teach. Let me go through that angle. You use a particular tool to teach, say a OneNote, right? And for every client that come to you, they always struggle to navigate around it. When you give assignments on the OneNote, the student is trying to understand how to navigate and use it. So what do you do as a smart teacher? You try to create a video, okay? You try to create a video that you can send to the child. So for every new student you have on board, just send them the video of the tool that you usually use to teach and show them how to use it in doing their assignments. So when you do that, it's automated. You don't have to go back and forth sending messages, explaining yourself. Also, if you're applying to a tutoring agency, if you're someone that loves to work with different companies and you're applying to a tutoring agency that you want to teach, you're a great teacher and all of that, what you need to do as a smart teacher is to prepare a demo class. Okay, because they will always ask you for a demo class just to see you display yourself, your skill practically, right? So you may want to make a demo video available so that whenever a request is made, you just send it in. You don't have to now be creating all the time, if you know what I mean. So you have automated that aspect of the task that is often repeated over time. I don't know if I've answered your question. Hello?
Excuse me, please, can you come again?
Okay, I should come again with the explanation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what I said was, when it comes to strategy, as a smart teacher, you should be able to automate repetitive tasks. And what do I mean? What I mean is that explanations or activities that you do often, right? You need to find a way to automate them so that you don't keep you won't keep repeating them over and over again. Okay, say for example, there's a particular topic you usually explain to the students, and most times when you explain that topic, you realize that they don't always get it, right? So what do you want to do? You want to make, at that point, you might want to make a video of that particular topic and send it to the student ahead of the class. When you send it ahead of the class, the student is able to watch the video. And then when you have the class with the student, the time you spent in explaining that concept is reduced. What you will just be met with is questions from the student, if you understand what I mean. So you have automated the process of explaining a particular topic to a student and you have saved yourself stress. Why? Because you realize that during your years of teaching online, this particular topic, anytime I handle it, no student understand it. They struggle to understand it. So you are automating the process, right? You're saving yourself stress. You are making a pre-class material for the student. I don't know if I'm clear now. Do you understand? Are we
Yeah, I
following at this
understand, ma'am.
point? Okay, you understand now. Okay.
We are following, ma'am.
All right. So I'll move on. Another aspect is the use of active learning. That's another key aspect. So active learning is just trying to relate your topic to real life situation, right? You're trying to relate what you are explaining to real life scenarios. And then you are keeping the student active in class at the same time because you are making the student to think outside the box. You are making the student to think on their toes at that point. So these are strategies you use to engage the students in class. You're not just teaching theories this time, but you're relating it to something that the child is able to understand. That's one strategy you could use in your class as a smart teacher. Another aspect is the flipping the classroom. This part is actually very interesting. When you flip the classrooms, you're actually making the student the teacher and making the teacher now becomes the student and the student now becomes the teacher. You throw prompt questions, okay? You ask the student, okay, so what do you think about this? Okay, so what if it happens this way? So you try to flip the class. You try to know what the student thinks, know how the student thinks. And when you notice that there's a deviation from what you want, you explain. So that's how flipping the class works. It makes you understand the student you're dealing with at that time. And then there's also the aspect of batch preparation. As a smart teacher, one of the things you can do in an online space, if you are teaching in an online space, one of the things you can do is to prepare your materials in batch. So as much as you would like to work there should be a particular day that you are setting aside to prepare your materials, to prepare your notes, your lessons, and everything. You're preparing it and laying it out so that you don't have to spend too much time in between or during the week to do that. Batch processing can actually save you a lot of time, and it can help you to reflect, really think about what you want to teach so that you show up prepared. So that is one strategy you can use as a smart teacher, I assure you. So I don't know if we have any questions at this point before I move on to the next part. I don't want to keep us too long. Okay, so the next aspect after strategy is tools and resources. So as a smart teacher, one of the things you should look into is what are the tools and resources that you have at your disposal. You might want to check that out as an online tutor. Okay, in terms of the learning management system, can I use Google Classroom? Can I use Teams? Can I use Moodle? Are these tools that I'm familiar with for my online classes? Okay, in terms of interactive tools and presentation, can I make use of MS Word? Can I use OneNote? Can I use Nearpod? You ask yourself some of these questions. Assessment tools. What tools can I use to assess my child? For example, if I want to check their progress so far, just to know if they are understanding the class, I want to give them class activity in a fun way. What are the assessment tools that are at my disposal? Assessment tools that I know how to use. Some of them are Kahoot, Quizzes, Google Form, WordWall. There are a lot of them, There are a lot of them. Phonics and Stuff, Quizlet, romrecess.com, Toy Theater, Classcraft. There are just a lot of gamification tools and assessment tools that you can use with your child. Another aspect you want to look at is content creation. If you want to form your lesson materials for the class, like your lesson notes, you need to check. Please, you have to mute.
Keep quiet.
You need to check if you can use Canva in creating your content. You need to check if you can use OBS. OBS is actually used for to record your screen. So if you're making a video, you can use OBS to record. Loom, Notion. We also have scheduling and communication. There are tools at your disposal you can use to schedule and you can use to communicate effectively. We have the Zoom. This Zoom platform that we're currently using is a conferencing tool. You can use Slack. I've actually used Slack before. You can use Google Calendar for your scheduling. So for some of us that forget things easily, you might want to schedule a class you have on your Google Calendar, or you can use Calendly. whichever one works for you. And then we have the AI and automation, which is ChatGPT, our best friend, and Grammarly. Now, you can use Grammarly when you are trying to write a report at the end of the month. Say maybe you want to communicate with the parent, your progress with their child so far. You can make use of Grammarly to correct your grammatical errors in your report, or you can make use of ChatGPT as well. And then we have platforms, e-commerce platforms where you can actually sell. I have a question. All this, for some of us that are already in the online space, right? You come up with a lot of materials, right? You come up with a lot of lesson notes. You use PowerPoint to design lesson notes. You use Canva sometimes. With all the materials you have, what do you think you can do with it? It's stored up somewhere. Do you know you can use it? Do you know it's a valuable asset? It's actually a valuable asset. Why? Because all of that can be used as a digital resource and it can be sold. So for example, you have a worksheet. You've created a worksheet for, say, science class. You created it and it's just lying there as a file in your laptop. What do? And then you have several other lesson plans, several other worksheets, several for so many classes that you've been working with for so many years, all piled up. They become data, and data is gold. You can actually compose them into something useful and sell it on e-commerce platform like Safe Teacher. Safe Teacher is an e-commerce platform for teachers where you can actually sell your worksheet, your lesson plans. Everything is on Safe Teacher website. And then your seller too. For some of us who are able to compose, I know of, okay, there's a particular Igbo teacher that works with us, that works with TEECH. His materials are on seller and he sells them in dollars. So because he knows the demand of the market, he has actually created materials in Igbo with pictures and everything. And he's selling it as a book on seller. So that is a smart way, and that is a tool. Seller is now a tool that you can use to sell your resources. It's all valuable. And every smart teacher should work towards using these tools and these resources. We also have ready-to-use resources on educational websites. You need to educate yourself on certain things. So there are educational websites that can actually help you in that regard. So I don't know. I would quickly want us to move so that we can start the main practical session. Mr. Emmanuel is going to be dwelling a lot on these tools and resources. We're going to see how to practically use some of the tools here. So the last area you should look at if you want to be a smart teacher is to lean on support. Support is very important. No man is an island of himself. No man. God didn't create us to be an island. You need support. Now, what kind of support am I talking about? You need a community, just like how we have the Teach community right now. You need a community of people that are like you. You need a community of people that understand you. You need to join a community of tutors, online tutors, to learn from their experience, to gain from their knowledge. That's one key area to look at. Also, you need to look at the technical aspect as well. What do you really need as an online tutor? What do you really need to work smart? Oh, to work smart, if I want to take online classes, I think I need a stable power supply. I think I need a good laptop. I think I need network. I also think I need to have backup devices because a lot of times these things can fail me. I need to have something to fall back to. So These are some of the technical things, technical supports you need to be a smart teacher. You don't want to start apologizing to clients and say, oh, sorry, they didn't bring light, so I couldn't have lessons with your child. Oh, sorry. By the time you start giving excuses like that and disappointing clients, they send you out. So you need to look at the technical aspect of your teaching engagement or your teaching activity. Also, you need to lean on student support resources. What are the resources that are available to students? You need to check them out, especially for the particular subject you are handling. You need to check it out and ensure that you are in sync with what the child needs to learn at that time. The last aspect of it is professional development. What do I mean by this? For example, what you're doing at the moment, this is actually a professional program, or this is actually a program where you can develop yourself professionally. Another way to do it is to take short courses online. When you go, you try to search out areas where you need to build on, and then you search for materials, courses, look out for digital pedigree, and then you try to learn some educational technology that can help you deliver effectively. At this point, with standing ovation, with clap, with all your might, and with all your strength, I would like you to welcome our speaker for tonight. He's going to be dwelling on this aspect and showing us practical ways that we can become smarter teachers. Please, with an emoji, I want to see reaction. I want to see you screaming. You can unmute and do whatever, but please, I would like you to welcome this great personality. He's actually a friend. He's actually a brother. We've worked together. He's a partner. We've worked together. We went to the same school. There's just a lot of things we've journeyed together on, and he's here today to take us through a journey of learning. Please welcome Mr. Emmanuel Odo. Mr. Emmanuel Odo is a young, vibrant, talented physicist and data scientist. He has founded Zoe Qubit, and he's also the founder of Peak Virtual Learning School. Please welcome him as he comes on board and he takes up the class from here.
Good evening, everyone, and good morning, afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you, Miss Deborah. It's nice being here once again. I think this is the second training TEECH will be organizing. Thank you for the consistency this year, the opportunity and the privilege given to me to train teachers who are transitioning into the online space. My name is Emmanuel, and I'm happy to facilitate this session of the training. Being an educator in the 21st century is, will I say, is a thing of joy and somehow mixed feelings. To some, the way technology is moving is so fast, and as educators, we've gotten that ability to adapt to changes and move with the spirit of the times. And that is why this training has been organized to position teachers and make them aware, become change makers, even in this time that technology is changing things. So TEECH I've been with Teach for the past, is it 2 years now or 3 years? It's more than 3 years. Let's say 4 years when we're doing physical classes, going to homes to teach students after the COVID. Then we transitioned into the online space. So it's been over 4 years being with Teach. And one remarkable thing is growth as we begin to add technologies to the things we do. And today's session will be quite interactive. It will be more of practical session, but beyond the practical, I'll spend some time to talk on some very important things that we need as educators, whether in a physical classroom or in the online space. I'm going to drop a link here. It's just an activity that I want everyone to engage in the activity. So we'll continue from there. I just dropped a link for everyone. Click that link and there's a question. I'll share my screen. There's a question there. And what are the tech tools you've used as a teacher or an educator? I'm using these tools because the goal of this is so that you can implement some of these things in your classroom, whether in a physical classroom or in the online space. So I'm going to share my screen. This is just like a prelude, just a starter activity before we get into the main course of the day. And if you're excited to be here, just send emoji on the chat. Let's know where you are joining us from while the activity continues. If you've been able to access this link, let me know from the chat. Now I've put something here that as an educator, I've found Kahoot invaluable for interactive quizzes that spark competitions and engagement. Google Classroom streamline assessment, distribution, and feedback, while Padlets create collaborative digital worlds where students share ideas. These tools transformed my teaching during online class. So I want to see your own
As he said they will source you tomorrow, I say thank God that is not today. Before the end of the May, you know, say there's a one who now also.
oh, somebody wants to sow seed into my life. Miss Lovett, I think the Lord is speaking to you. Okay, if you've accessed that, let me see. I created this 21 minutes ago, and let's see what every other person have to say. What tech tools have you used as an educator? I will find it difficult. I want to see more on this wall. I'm only seeing mine. Yeah, Mr. Shine is, thank you. Okay, I've seen from Excited Raccoon, says Kahoot and Wayground. Awesome. Can also share your thoughts how you've used it in the classroom. I've seen from Clever Gecko, ChatGPT, Canva. Now, I'm using this tool here as a way to let students collaborate in the online space, to get student thoughts on a particular topic you are teaching. Now, the 21st century is beyond dishing out information. It's bringing collaborative skill is one of the top skills that's needed in this century. Students need to collaborate, whether in the online space, in physical schools, using group discussions. All these tools are very, very important. And that's why I'm starting with this. I'm seeing from so many people. I've seen from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Canva is my personal favorite. Kahoot quizzes, Edmodo. Okay. Okay. Some have not used any.
Hi.
And we can see how all of these are being updated on my screen. All right, so while others are still in this, I'll get to my slides and we'll get started before we go into the practical session. I'll come back to this to see what have been added so far. Okay, so teach smarter and not harder. In this time, this 21st century, hard work is important, yeah, but one needs to work smarter, especially with technology. Technology have made work very easy. Now, these slides I'm using was prepared in less than a minute or two, because technology has made it possible. Those days we spend like hours trying to create slides to use in the classroom, but technology has made it so easy that in a matter of minutes, you've prepared your slide, and it's very interactive. So, and this is what we'll be learning as in the course of this training. So as educators, we are faced with increasing demand. First, to deliver engaging online content as online teachers. And these engaging online content have to be very interactive. Some students I've worked with, especially at the early days, some find the online tutoring session boring because there are no interactive tools. It's just you and your pen writing and discussing with the child. The child gets bored. Some parents will even tag your lesson as boring because these tools are not well implemented. So as educators, we are faced with this challenge. We have diverse needs of students, especially for those who are taking group classes. We have diverse learning needs, students with different learning needs. We need to keep up with the changes in the technological space. AI is just changing everywhere. Everything, especially for educators. You don't know which tools to use. There is Gmind AI, there is ChatGPT, there is Gemini, there is this. So the tools are enormous. So as educators, we need to keep up with the pace at which technology is changing. And for those who work online, still work in the physical classroom, there's need to maintain a balance between work and their personal life and family. And that's why using technology in a smarter way will help us achieve these goals. So this is what we'll be exploring today's. Can see if you're writing on the screen, Ms. Deborah, please can you help me disable annotation at the moment? So we'll go through how to get ready-made math resources, English resources, science resources, and then how to keep students engaged in projects, even in the online space. Now, this is the approach we'll be adopting. First, we've we'll find and discover high quality resources that have been vetted by professionals. So, and the goal of this is, instead of creating resources from scratch, other teachers have been able to create engaging, interactive resources that are curriculum focused. So why not use these resources, and then you can add your own content or concept to it based on the class you are teaching, or the student you are teaching, or the learning need of that student, instead of starting from scratch. So we can customize these resources, as I've said earlier, and then integrate it into a digital platform. And then the iteration is continual. You find new one, adapt it. So it is an iterative process, where this is a continuous thing as you teach new students, enter into new classes and different platforms. So we're going to look at mathematics resources. Sorry, for maths teachers. So if you're a maths teacher, you find some of these resources very, very interesting. But before we go into this, I'm going to share a more general part. I used it in the training last week. And I'm going to start from that before we get into domain specific resources for teachers. We had a training sometimes ago on how to use Microsoft OneNote. It is very, very important. So if you are a teacher and you don't know how to use Microsoft OneNote, I think we'll get a survey at the end of this to see if there is need to organize a training for teachers on how to use the Microsoft OneNote. And I think Ms. Deborah will do that before the class ends today, because it's very important, because that too, we are not focusing on that in this training. But if there's need to organize the training on that, Ms. Deborah will get that to everyone in the group. Our focus more is getting be ready to use resources for your classroom. If you've known how to use the OneNote, how to bring those resources into the OneNote and then use it for your online classes. So before I get into the math resources, I'll go into, okay, I'm seeing a question. Okay, somebody said a little bit of OneNote. Oh, okay. Ms. Deborah, like we have people who are extremely new to the online space. So,
Yeah.
so we have very new people who do not know how to use the OneNote, set it up. So, we had the training last week. The recorded video is there. So I think Ms. Deborah will drop it in the WhatsApp group
Yeah.
at the end of this. But if there's need for the training
How are you?
specifically for
Ladies
that,
and gentlemen,
that will be communicated in the group also. So, but these resources we are learning today is not dependent on knowing how to use OneNote. So you are good to still be here. The OneNote is just a way of you organizing all your different resources in one place so you can use it for your classroom. So I'm going to the more generic resources that covers every aspect. So we're going to look at the WAC National Academy today, and we'll look at how that can be used in our classroom. Let me unshare this. Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen to that place. on Oak National Academy, and I'll be starting as if I've not created an account there. It's easy to use. So if you can see my screen, let me know. So one thing that will keep you going in this space is your ability to learn new tools faster. As teachers, as educators, we have the ability to learn faster, to learn new things and apply them even in the classroom, and that skill is what will keep you going. Most of the tools I'm teaching, where I just saw them and then explore them. As you explore tools, you see new ways of using those tools. So even after the class, everything we'll be learning in the class is introductory, so they are not exhaustive. So as you engage with them and use them in your classroom, in your online classes, that is when you get to use them in the most effective way, depending on the learning needs of your students. So this website I'm going to contains resources both for maths, for English, for sciences, for almost every subject, but it's based on the UK curriculum. And when I say curriculum, there are some subject that is regional and specific to that, just little different. But there are some other topic subject like math, science, they are more universal. So irrespective of the curriculum, the content, the concepts are the same. Just what you need as a teacher is knowing the learning needs of your students and how you adapt that content to suit the curriculum that the child is using. So I'm going to do a Google search, HOAC National Academy. So I can see it on the screen. The first page there, this is it. This is teacher sign. You can see teachers. There is for pupils, so you can create account for your students. In the last training, I only explored the teacher side. There are benefits for your own student, and it's free, completely free. Remember, today every tool we're exploring are free, so you can use some are free version and paid version, but we are exploring the free part of those tools. Now, this is for teachers. We're going to explore the teachers part first. Now you can sign up with your email and it's free. Normally, I use Google account to sign up faster. And do you work in a school? Yes. Enter the name of your school. This is mostly for schools in the UK, so you can enter manually and then type the name of your school. So let me put name of your school. So I worked in anything school, so let me use anything schools. School address Nigeria. So you can click on to get the latest update on their resources. You can select all if you want to design, so you can skip it if you don't need that. Okay, so this is the teachers page. This is the first thing. So these are teaching resources. There are curriculum plans where you select the subject. Let me then take, let's say English. So let's say for case, and then this is the exam. You can view it. The curriculum. So these are the different curriculum in English, different year group. This year 7, and then so you can. This is steps into the unknown. You can look at it and can look at the different units. So it is so it just contains why this now. So many things. You are moved to see the lessons in that unit. So these are the lessons: writing complete sentences and correcting this. So I'm just in the curriculum part. So let me go back to the home. You can experiment with AI here. So you can create a lesson with AI on this platform. This product is experimental, so you can get updated as they improve on the product. So this the AI, so it's still experimental, but you can check it if it's give. So let's create a lesson with AI and see how it's. Let's create a lesson plan.
Let's go to I'm going to give you another poetry.
So let's create a teaching material. Select a teaching material you can create a comprehensive task or a starter quiz. So let's see a comprehensive task here.
Yes.
So you can provide the detail maybe for year 7. Let's see in maths, let's say in chemistry. Let me pick one in chemistry. Let's say is periodic table. Let me change the class, so maybe year 8. So let's see how I don't use this, but if it's something that you want to use, it's fine. So everything is on this OAC National Academy and it's free. So this is good. Introduction to periodic table. This lesson outcome, I can identify elements on the periodic table. These are the key learning points. If this detail look right for your lesson, create your comprehensive. If not, return to the previous page and tell Ayla what your lesson should include. I think, let me just create it. Okay. So this is the resource that it's created. Read the context carefully and use it to answer the question below. The periodic table is if something you like, these are questions and then answers have been provided. At the end, if you want to modify it, you can modify it. If it's okay with you, download it as a zip file. If you want to create more, so you can explore this, the AI part of it. Then if you want to, okay, I can see some questions. Okay. Yeah, Ms. Deborah, Someone is asking if there will be a recorded version of the class. So
Yes, we're going to send it to the group.
okay, so this is just I can go back, create a new lesson. Now the lesson, if you are creating a lesson, the lesson will contain all of these: a lesson plan, a PowerPoint, quizzes. One is a starter activities, and the other is we have starter and exit quiz, then a worksheet. So let's see how the lesson will look like. Let me do what subject? Let me just take biology. Yeah. So it's creating a lesson. So as I said, the lesson contains everything, so it will arrange them in a PowerPoint. So for those who want to use the AI part, we'll get to the already created lesson slides that we have. Well, where is time running today? If you've signed up with the WAC National Academy, let me know on the chat. Let's see those who are following. It's very important that you follow and explore it even more after so you gain a better understanding and usage of the website as you follow suit while we're doing it in real time. Okay, this is taking time, but we'll come and see that. Okay, 0 of 10 sections completed. Okay, I didn't press continue. So you need to give it some additional detail. I need some additional details to proceed with creating the lesson plan. Could you please specify the lesson title? Let's say, what topic in biology? Organization of life. Okay. It will just tell you what to give it. So it has started creating. So this is learning outcome. If you like it, you can say continue. If you don't, you modify it, but I think I'm fine with this. Click on continue. So this is checking prior knowledge. And then this prior knowledge, basic understanding of cell structure and function, familiarity with different types of cells such as animal and plant cell, knowledge of, then these are key learning points. Cells are the basic unit of life. Tissues are a group of cells. Organs are composed of different tissues that perform specific function. Systems are a group of organs that work together to perform complex functions. This is good. I think that is good for me. These are misconceptions because why I like this WAC National Academy, it addresses misconceptions. What students, what you may find among students that they're getting wrong. And then as a teacher, you plan even ahead of the class to address those misconceptions. These are common misconceptions among students. So one of the misconceptions is that cells vary greatly in size and shape depending on their function. So, and then these are keywords. It's okay for me, so I click on continue. So it's working on the next. It's working on the starter quiz now. So we can see the quiz here. What is the unit of life? It has ticked the answer. If this is very good, let me see your response on the chat. If this AI part of WAC National Academy is very good for your online class. Let me see responses on the chat. Let me get your response. If you are finding this AI very useful, especially from the output we are getting, this is in real time. Yeah, okay. I think I'm seeing very good response. So this is it has prepared 10 of 10 sections. So the answers are there. This is much better than ChatGPT in terms of organizing your content in a way that can be presented. And there's a way you can also interact with ChatGPT that you get very good content. It's just, I was speaking with Ms. Deborah sometimes that we may even have time to just AI in education, specifically focusing on AI, now to get the best out of AI systems using prompt engineering techniques. So I think this is good. Now, so you can see it's asking questions. Are the starter quiz, learning cycles, and exit quiz suitable for your class? If not, please specify any change. So if you want any change, you can type it here. I think I'm okay with this. Can continue. So it's adding additional resources. So these are additional resources that you can, maybe students to go through after the class. I've added the narrative script to the additional material session. Tap to finish. So I think this is done. So I think this is, click on the menu button to find previously created resources. So these are the resources here. So you can download this resource. These are all the resources it has created. How would you rate this? Let me cancel this for now. So these are, so you can download all the resources, or you can just download the lesson plan, the quiz. But let me download everything. So it's generating, but let's see the content. So it has a slide. So I just want to download it so we can open the content of everything inside these resources. So and these are what is contained in the resources, the lesson detail, the learning outcome, the learning cycle outcome. Okay, I think can download all resources. So let me click on the download.
Okay.
Didn't plan to take this part, but I felt it's very important for those who want to explore. You may not find the resource that you need on the list that we're going to do later. So you may just want to create your own with AI. Maybe you get something from ChatGPT, bring it here to then and organize it. Let's see. But we exhaust more of that on AI in a later training. Okay, it's been downloaded. It's in form of zip file. So I need to share my screen to the zip file. So this is zip file. So it has it in Word formats, PDF, okay, and PowerPoint. So the PowerPoint is the lesson slide. So let me see how the PowerPoint looks like. So let me share it. So this is what we have in the PowerPoint. So this is the PowerPoint. Can everyone see my screen? This is the PowerPoint generated. The lesson was created using this. You can remove this. So this is the first. Let me make it bold. Is this good? I think. So this prior knowledge starter quiz. There are many questions to that. So these are the answers. Lesson outcome, keywords, outline. So these are you can add your own image. Which of the following is the correct order? So you can add your own content, just giving a brief outline. So like this, these are the tags and everything needed. So let's see, let me see feedback. How do we see the output of this slide? Is it something good? So explore that later. I'm going to close this. So this is just the slides we created using AILA from National Academy, but let's go and explore the core content in HOAC National Academy. Yep. Back to I'll be going to the main. So let's go back to the teaching resources now. Now the teaching resources is divided into 4 parts: the early years, the KS1, KS2, KS3, and KS4. So that's everything you need from early years to senior secondary. So let me explore some of. Now everything in the WAC National, even the AI that's in the beta stage, I think is free. Teaching resources have always been free, so I'm not sure they will add a price tag to it, especially for the teaching resources. The AI may be, but the other teaching resources are free, so they've always been free. Okay, so let's say these are the key stage 4 is year 10 and 11. Key stage 4 can see the subject: art and design, biology, chemistry, citizenship, combined science, computing, design and technology, English, French, geography, German, history, Latin, math, physical education, physics, religious education, and then Spanish. So almost everything you need. This is the new one. It's not yet completed: financial education. So let's explore. I just want to check different. So let's see how the maths look like. So these are the topic in maths. This year 10 topics. Let me explore algebraic manipulation. So this algebraic manipulation has 16 lessons. And you can download all these lessons into your laptop. If you are downloading all the lessons, it's 124 MB. So everything will be in a zip file, each of these topics. So you don't need to come here so if you download this, you have every resource for this topic, algebraic manipulation. So that means it's covering every aspect of algebra. The first is the terminology, factorizing, forming linear equations, and the rest, up to advanced problem with algebraic manipulation. So let me download these resources and let's explore the content of the resources. For those who already know how to use Wood, I will quickly go how you can bring it into your OneNote after exploring that. I think we may not be able to achieve that in today's class because time is really moving. So let me open this. So let's check the content of this. So this is the content. I just opened it. There are 16 lessons. The first is further terminology. So if I open it, each one is a topic, that further terminology. Now, each topic each lesson there has an exit quiz, answer, exit question. This is a question. This one is just the answer to the question. This is the slide in PowerPoint. There's also the slides in PDF. This is the starter quiz in answer and the PDF worksheet, PowerPoint and worksheet answers like that. So let's see how the PowerPoint looks like. If I open the PowerPoint here, let me share my screen here. Is it shared? Okay, so the reason why I'm opening everything so you know how it is, how the content is. So this is a PowerPoint. Let's explore it. So it started with the topic, outcome, the keywords. It just define just one keyword, a term, give examples, expressions, give example, equation. So these are the keyword. Even still continue. And then before the outline. So as I click on my mouse, it's bringing this one after the other. So I use this for my group classes very well. I use it to teach. And the beauty of this is that as you teach a particular concept, it doesn't wait until you get to the end of the topic before you begin to ask student questions. Every concept learned, there's a question before moving to the next concept. Like let's see. So this is a question, fill in the blank, the play on the screen. Dash is an example of a student answers. You see the answer, you continue. Answer goes on. So these are answers to the questions being asked. So, and there's also everything you have in the worksheet is here. So everything in the worksheet is here. So this tax A is in the worksheet. The question and even the solution that can be displayed. So this is the content of the slide. So let's check the content of the starter quiz. Let me see. I'm going through everyone in detail. So, and it's the same. So every lesson is arranged like this. So if you know only this one is what you see in other one. Now this is the exit quiz questions. Let me open the question. This is how the question is. So these are the questions. Just 5 questions, exit quiz. Like this. So let's see. We're just exploring the content of these. let's see the worksheet, but the worksheet is what is already included in the slide. But let's see the worksheets. Let's see how the answer looks like. I'm just going to open the worksheet answer and share. Okay, someone is raising your hand. Miss Miriam. This is for GCSE. Yeah, this is for not really strictly for, it's prepared for GCSE, but not strictly for it. You can use it to teach because maths is maths, irrespective of what you are teaching. Maths is maths. Whether for GCSE, for WAEC, it's just you knowing the curriculum and how you can tailor it to suit that particular curriculum, that the concepts are the same. Okay. Can we see the worksheet answer? So this is how the answers have been. This is the answer that has been provided. Okay, so before I continue, I'll just give room for some question here before I'm moving to this. There are so many resources. This is just one that I've been exploring, just one. And I started with this one because it's for everyone, so you can find your subject there. So that's why I started with this. But before I continue, you can ask a question. Virtual lab. Okay. So Yusuf, you can speak so that I could know the context of that virtual lab I'm talking about. Okay, Mr. With the get them up to. Okay.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good
And
evening.
thank you for the opportunity. Please, I've been trying to assess the work from my own side here. I don't know, I've been having difficulties telling me that an error occurred. It looks like you are falling too far from the tree. So I don't know if I'm trying to assess it. Can I share the screen so we can see it?
Yeah, I think it should be network, or you can use a different browser. You can share your screen.
I've used about two now. This is the second browser I'm using. So let me try and share the screen with you. You can help me out.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, somebody is
this
asking for LES. Yes, you can find for LES. I'll show for LES.
So this is what it's telling me. I don't know if you can see my screen like this. Sir, can you see my screen?
I can see it, yeah.
Okay, sir. So this is one browser. I've used another browser. This is second browser. It's still telling me the same thing. I don't know if it's from my own end.
Okay. Click on home, let's see.
Okay, it's back. Should I go again? Maybe I should go to curriculum plans. Let's. See, sir, same thing.
I think it's error from, I think it's maybe from the website. If you do it another time, it should.
Or should it be probably maybe if I update the browser?
Or maybe your browser is
because I know
updated.
I use it on phone. I use it on phone. It was fine. I've even been able to download.
It's either your browser is not updated, so you can update the browser.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Thanks so much.
Okay, on the, let me go to my, okay, someone is asking for LES. If you go to this, the home page, you see resources for LES. Let me click on.
Follow me now. Seven UI.
So this for early years, EYFS. But at the moment, if you click on it, you see early years area, expressive art, literacy, maths. It's just few subjects. Let's check the maths part for early years, early mathematical experiences. So this is reception class. We are taking reception class. These are resources. Let's see the build how the call. I believe this one should be called. I don't use it since I don't teach early years. But let's see how I'm just going to. I don't even need to download it. Let me see it from the website directly. Let me open this, sorting a collection of objects. So this is the PowerPoint slide. Let's see how it looks like. So this is PowerPoint here. Can just okay, Mr. Yusuf Ahmed. Floyd, you raised your hand up. Mr. Yusuf.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, thank you for the wonderful presentation. Really educative, and the guidelines are also awesome. Now, I once stumbled on a particular video, and I've been looking for how to do that. The video is like a virtual lab. Now, for example, I take physics.
Okay.
So I was stumbling, and I just saw that video. This virtual lab looks like it looks like an app also, like all these AI app, but all you need to do is you are going to select the particular instrument you need. Maybe you need voltmeter, you need ammeter.
Okay. I get your point now.
You are going to be the one you will just be connecting it using the
Yeah.
lab. Then
Yeah.
if your connection is wrong, it tells you it's wrong. If your connection is right, then you can start having your reading like that.
Yeah, it's part of what we'll do in science and simulations. It's part of what I prepared. We have so many virtual labs. We have FET, we have Gizmo, and some other ones that we'll be exploring. But because of time, hopefully next week, yeah, we'll explore some of that. But it's part of what we'll be learning. Those virtual lab for science and maths, actually. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Yes, it
All
does.
right.
Thank you.
All right. So this for early years, you can see, you can play a video there. So I think this for early years. And there are still other platforms specifically for early years like that. So for the person that asks, does this clear answer your question?
All right, Mr. Emmanuel, I think
Yeah.
we have two questions in the comments.
Okay.
Someone is asking for the link of Org National.
Okay, it's either you can go to Google and search, or let me drop the home page on the charts. So I just dropped it.
And then the second question, lessons on OneNote will be sent to the group so that you can watch it. We already have a recording of it. We might not be able to do it today, but we'll send it to the group.
Okay, thank you. So let me close some things I've opened so far. Okay, so I'll go back to my slide. I'm going to list down some resources, then we'll explore them if time permits us in the next week. So these are resources for maths. Now, this GeoGebra is for math teachers who want to like the algebra and the geometry part of maths, where you can do transformations and shapes, look at different shapes and graph and the rest. This is for the math teachers. But we have Desmos for graph. So you can plot so many graphs using Desmos. Just take note of this. We have this for challenges. I've opened all of this. Time will not permit because of time. I'm actually not going to, but I'm going to see some that we can look at. Now there's game-based math learning activity. It's called the Manga Eye. Let me open this one. Now, if you can see my screen, get your students excited, engaged, and excelling at maths. This one is not completely free. You can create an account and then, but you can, some of the resources are free. Let's check this resource. Now this, you can use this in your class. Especially for lower primary early years, like this. So just interactive, what should be here? So there's so many activities on the Manga Eye. There's for secondary school. Let's see. Using trigonometry to find angles. Skill level, this like. So these are things you can use in the classroom. The hypotenuse is the longest side of the right hand. Label the hypotenuse on each triangle. So you have to, it's just hypotenuse here, and submit the answer. So, and then the difficulty, so it's very interactive, drag and drop. So the tools, right, there are many, both for maths, for science. So because of our time, it's not something that can be exhausted in one training like that. So, and that's why I'm just past, because the tools are much, they are more. So what is just you selecting the ones you need for your class, the subject you are teaching, and master those particular ones. Let me go back to my slide. I'm just showing the possibility of each one. If you go to this decimal, let's check the decimal a bit. This decimal is for those teaching graph. You are teaching like, oh, those days while I was learning graph, it was abstract. To cram the shapes of different graphs. How is this coming? But I can type an equation y equals to 5x, and this is the graph showing. Then if I add plus 5, what happens? Initially it was here at the origin, passing through the origin. I add plus 5. Why did it shift to the left? These are questions we ask students in class. What if I introduce a power to it, x square? the shape has changed. It has become this. What if I increase this to 10? Wow. That means now students begin to see pattern as I teach. I bring it to 5. They starting at 0.5. I bring it to 9. It's starting at 9. I bring it to -4. With this, I've not taught you how to plot it, but you've seen a pattern just from looking at the equation. Because I'm changing things in real time, I've expand and you see what is happening in real time, the full graph like this in real time. So these are very interactive. What if I remove the 5? What happened? What's the difference between this one is getting slimmer when it is 5? Now it has increases. Oh, something is happening. What is what of -5? The other side. So these are things in real time that students get to without just telling them plot this your tables of value. This some with this they can say a particular graph and know they can visualize it in their mind how it will look like because of something like this. If you're a math teacher, you need to explore this. As I say, someone is like, how do you assign work for the student to do? Now, as I said, we can't go into that details because of our time, but the truths are, but we will create something that is inclusive for and will be made available for educators in the coming months. Something very big and can be accessed in detail. So we still have this. Let's check this enrich. They are just very great resources. That's why I'm opening them one after the other. Remember, the goal of this is ready to use resources. Ready to use resources. Now, you need to accept this to watch some video. So let's check. Now, yes, if this is for teachers, for students, for parents, problem solving schools. Now, but this is for teachers. Let's see. Early years, this is for early years. Let's see the activities we have for early years here. This is enrich. I'm going to let me drop this on the chat, save it, and to explore this for early years. So, but let me drop the entire one for everybody. Yeah. Why is this not? Control A, Control C, Control V. Okay, great. Sorry, I'm a bit fast now because of our time. So this early years, let's see the activities for early years, explanation of early years activity number. Let's see the boss game. So you can download the PDF for that resource. So you can explore all of this later. There's so many of them that we can finish here. I've used more of the secondary school resources. I'm seeing some question. Okay. Let me go back to my slide. So there are some for creating lessons like the math bots, the transforms in math is formed for visual students. Let's see the math bots and what we have there for the math bot. And I'm just being fast with this. Sorry. Now, let's say this key stage 2 reasoning paper. Let me just pick a topic. So you can see some practice questions here, and you can customize it if you want. The number of questions you want. You can create paper. You can see we just created this now based on the number of questions you want, especially for those preparing students for exam. Very fast. I will just created it. I can change the number of questions to 15. I can change the background color to any color if you want design, and then create. So that's what you want. So these are, I'm just going through them. So these are English resources, storyboard. So you can use storyboard to create visual narratives. We have Puppetry 65 daily writing prompts with guided activities. We have BBC bite-sized English. We have the read theory. So this one is adaptive reading comprehension platform. Let's explore that for English teachers. So this is Teachers Lounge. I've not created an account since I'm not English, so this is where you just get 30 days of premium free, and then so we can explore these English teachers. So these are worksheets. Let me see, 10th grade worksheets. But you need to register to use this platform. So I'm not an English teacher, so that's why I didn't. Let me create an account here so we can explore it. This will take more time. For me, skip this. So you can create new class. It's because we've not created any class, so see some activities here. So you can create activities for the week, retake, start competition, assign specific passages. This one is premium. this one, premium feature, and proceed. Then you can create activities that you want. So you can explore these English teachers. Let me go back to my slide. So these are other interactive activity learning is another interactive reading platform. We have collaborative writing. We use Google Doc. It's part of Microsoft Suite, Google Doc. We have Flipgrid for multimedia. Seesaw is another platform. And then we have for science. This is one somebody asks for simulations. We have first simulation. We explore that lab exchange is a virtual lab experiment. We have learn genetics for biology, and then STEM learning. So I think I'm going to stop here because of our time, and we'll see next week. I may be part of the session next week, so I'll pick some very two important ones, and then we'll explore them together. So this is where I'm going to end the class for today. So you can drop in your questions, and we'll answer that. Thank you very much, Ms. Deborah, for the opportunity to anchor this session of the training. I will hand over to you, Ms. Deborah. Thank you, everyone. I'm here to answer questions as the session continues.
Wow. Please, let's give Mr. Emmanuel a round of applause. Please, wherever you are, if you can stand, you can give a standing ovation. We can even send you an account number too. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. You've done it again and again and again. We're really grateful. We've gotten value. We are better than we came. Thank you. I think we have a few questions here. I'll read it out quickly. It says, sir, please, can you take the slide back? From Amarachi. We should take it back to where?
To the slide before the last one that was there. Good evening.
Is this one?
Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you, sir.
Okay. There's another question again. Please, do you use Gamma for your presentation slide? Did you use Gamma?
Yeah, this is Gamma, actually.
Okay.
It's part of making work easy for you as an educator. This is Gamma.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the knowledge. We really appreciate you, Mr. Emmanuel. You keep coming back anytime we call on you, and we are so grateful. Thank you. Please, can I see your appreciation on the comments? It will go a long way. Let's see your appreciation. If you've learned something new, if you've gotten value, please appreciate Mr. Emmanuel. All right. All right. So I'll be giving some announcements now. For those of us that have been asking about the video recording of today's training, it's going to be sent to the group. So if you're not on the group, you can quickly click on this link. I need to take you there. Or you can copy it out and then join the WhatsApp group. It's a community of teachers, and we'll send the link to the recorded video there. Also, we'll be having this kind of trainings once in a while. So you may want to join the community so that you're not left out. Let's not forget, This training continues next week, Saturday, and we'll be having Mr. Jonathan come teach us. This time around, he will be focusing on the lower level, the lower class, the early years, tools to use and stuff like that. So please stay ready. Make sure you make it a date with us next week, Saturday. If there are no questions, this is where we wrap up. This is where we wrap up. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. But if there's none, this is where we wrap up. We'll draw the curtains. All right. Thank you so much. It's been an awesome time with you all. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for a good, productive time. We look forward to seeing you next week, Sunday, sorry. All information will be posted on the group. Thank you.